What is something people are not ready to hear?
Okay, I'll say it. Men are mistreated in this country. Men are very mistreated in this country. Think about it. They're taught to be ashamed of their nature, their masculine nature. They are, if they call too much, they're needy. If they don't call enough, then they're an asshole. If they dare open a door for a woman or offer to lift a heavy box, they're sexist. If they compliment a woman, they're a pig. If they don't compliment a woman, then they're judgmental. If they get struck by a woman, they're unable to defend themselves. If a woman claims rape, she's automatically believed and she can ruin his life and there's nothing he can say about it. If a woman accidentally or on purpose or whatever gets pregnant and he doesn't want the child, he's still financially obligated to them and money gouged for 18 years every month. I do not believe the child support system is fair. I could make a part 2 of this. Seriously, men are very mistreated in this country. You guys want a part 2?
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Multi-level marketing companies are the opposite of women empowering women. They absolutely do not. They actually prey on women and their vulnerabilities.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Autism is a natural human variant that is essential for our survival, so humanity's survival.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The only one responsible for you is you. You are the only one responsible for your feelings. You are the only one responsible for your actions. If you feel disrespected by someone, it's because you gave them permission to disrespect you.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The world isn't too soft these days. People aren't too sensitive. It's not about people being offended by everything. By and large, those things were always hurtful. They were always offensive. It's just now getting to the point where people feel safe enough to say something about it. And we aren't angry that they're offended. We're angry because we feel bad. We're angry because we feel guilty, and we have to acknowledge that people we love and respect, and sometimes people who are no longer with us, hurt people. Oftentimes without meaning to, and sometimes with intent. And we're having trouble acknowledging that. But here's the thing, the person who's offended by what we said, that's not their problem. They said their piece. Now it's time for us to find ours.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Every single nerdy community is overpopulated and pretty much run by bullies. That's right, I said it. And it's ironic because these communities were formed to pretty much escape bullies or have a safe space away from bullying. But now that's what nerds love to do most. They just love to freaking bully other nerds. And it doesn't matter what community you're in. It's the video game community, the comic book community, film community, tabletop game community, like trading card community. No matter what community it is just full of just straight up bullies who just badly need to make you feel inferior to them. It's fucking disgusting.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
There's no heaven or hell. Man has always invented stories so that bad people could be punished and good people could be rewarded. Doesn't it make you mad that you see some real assholes succeeding and some really innocent people fighting terrible diseases? Every religion has heaven and hell, and so did Greek and Roman mythology. In fact, all those religions and beliefs that you believe are wrong also believe in the same thing you do. Frankly, I want a lot of people to get their comeuppance. Reality's a lot harder to deal with.
What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go first.
That our entire mental health system was elaborately designed to stop our evolution. Our mental health system is based on opinions and a certain person or people group's opinion on the nature of reality. This is not a personal attack at mental health professionals or people who have suffered from mental health diagnoses or symptoms or whatever you want to call that. This system is so deep that most people don't even know that they're a part of it. Spending time in a psych ward made it extremely clear to me that it is a very deliberate, very, very deliberate way to stop supernatural beings from being able to use their supernatural powers. Because if we did, we'd be trying to usher in heaven on earth, and then there's no power over.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
It's not the sugar in fruit that's making you gain weight. It's you binge drinking every weekend.
What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go first.
We're all participating in the calm before the storm. We all understand that something big is coming down the pipeline. And if we are not careful, that something will be fascism, not socialism. Our government has been corrupted by money to the point that in March of 2020, when we were in the midst of an economic crash, the chair of the Federal Reserve was on a conference call with Blackstone Investment Group to make a plan for recovery before they notified Congress or the president. In case you needed any more evidence that Wall Street's running things. The intent of our educational system was never to educate our youth. Its intent was to create compliant, indoctrinated workers. And lastly, if the insurrectionists on January 6th had been organized in any meaningful way, and right-wing extremists had maintained control over all three branches of government, democracy for the United States would have died January 6th, 2021.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Modern day Christianity is a cult that's structured in the name of capitalism to benefit the white rich people that run America.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
That Timmy's coffee is not good anymore. I'm from Ontario. I'm Canadian. I drink Timmy's coffee all the time. Recently, they were bought out by Burger King, so they changed their whole menu. But before that, they had changed the Arabica beans that they use to some other stupid company that literally tastes just like chemical. Now, if you want a good coffee, you got to go to McDonald's, because McDonald's bought up the old factories that the original Tim Hortons used to use, which made their coffee so good. People aren't ready to hear that because they're true Canadians and they only drink Timmy's. Hands down, McDonald's coffee is better.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The Lord's trumpets. Hear me out, okay? Anyway, my driveway is a railroad crossing. I know it's weird, okay? But I am in the country here in Alabama. Mobile, Wilmer to be exact. That's real country. Okay, anyway. So every Saturday and Sunday, after I'm trying to sleep in, okay, between the hours of 8 and 9, that whatever the man is that drives the train, he wants to ride past my house blowing that big train horn, wakes me up in full startlement, thinking that the Lord has come back and I unfortunately have been left and now I'm going to hell. And then I realized the Lord ain't come back. It's that dadgum Alabama train and everything's going to be all right until next Sunday when he does it to me again. Okay? I know, I'm awful.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Hey, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Treaty rights have been recognized and affirmed. Mi'kmaq have the right to fish, hunt, and gather as needed.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Mopar owners don't really care that you call our cars boats. I did not buy my car to be the fastest guy on the street. And the fact that you feel the need to talk shit only goes to show how jealous you are of the fact that somebody has something that you don't have and you probably will never have.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Your mental health does not excuse you being a horrible person.
What is something people are not ready to hear?